Hey everybody, it's Harry from SlapYoDaddy BBQ, the YouTube channel that teaches you how to master barbecue so you can spread barbecue love. Today I'm doing a viewer request. Some of my viewers have asked me, Harry, you don't seem to have too many taco episodes on your channel and you have 300 plus videos already. Why don't you do a taco episode? So I will go one above that. We're going to be doing a throwdown of one of my favorite LA style street tacos called a birria. And this is extremely popular in Los Angeles. We're going to do actually a shootout between birria tacos made from the traditional beef shank, or sometimes mutton also. They use goat, but we're going to use beef today. We're going to do a shootout compared against a brisket. We're going to do it a pitmaster style. We're going to smoke these pieces of meat with a special Mexican inspired rub. We're going to cook it until it's tender. We're going to make a sauce from scratch, make a salsa from scratch, to create some wonderful birria style street tacos on this brisket versus beef shank throwdown. I'll show you now how we're going to make a Mexican inspired barbecue rub. We begin with a little bit of barbecue rub, and you can use salt if you like. I'm going to start with about 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of barbecue rub. I'm going to add a little bit of tahini. So for those of you who are not aware, tahini is a very popular condiment in the Los Angeles area. It's used to be put on fruit, and it really has like a citrusy chili flavor. So about 2 tablespoons of tahini into 2 tablespoons of any of your favorite barbecue rub. I'm going to add a little bit of oregano leaves. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oregano in here. Just a touch of clove, just a tiny touch of cloves. Maybe about a smidgen or so, 1/4 teaspoon. Just a dash of cinnamon, also about 1/4 teaspoon. We're also going to add a little bit of chicken base, about 1 tablespoon of chicken base. Okay, mix it up. And we have our little Mexican inspired style rub we're going to use to smoke the beef shank as well as the brisket. I have a brisket flat this time, so I don't have to cook a whole brisket. So this is going to be absolutely an amazing combination of rub and meat. Let's season out the brisket and the beef shank. I'm going to put some mustard as a smear so that the rub will stick a little bit better. The mustard doesn't do anything except help it stick, so there's not going to be any residual flavor. I'm going to apply this rub onto the brisket. Give me a fairly thick coating. Okay, we're going to take it to the pit, smoke it, and get it ready for the next phase. We're going to show you guys how to make a chili sauce and salsa to go with the marinade here. We're going to make a little consommé at the end. You're going to be able to dip the taco, Valparaiso style and Molida style, into the actual consommé that we're going to make from all this wonderful meat. Before we make the sauce for the birria, I need to kind of give you a rundown on the different kind of chilies I have here. You don't need so many chilies, but I'm a chili head, so I like to use different kinds of chili to achieve the complexity of flavors. If you're not interested in chili types, just go ahead and skip this portion of the video, and I'll tell you kind of like the 3 chilies that you can use without going through all this trouble. You can also use chili from the bottle, it's fine too, but here we go. I've arranged my chili from the least spicy to the most spicy, so that's about 7 kinds of chili. So let's start on this one here. It's called Chili California, which is actually an Anaheim chili that's dried. This is super mild. So if you have family that doesn't like a lot of spiciness, this chili is really good chili to start. It's about 1 to 2,000 on the Scoville. This one is called the pasilla. Pasilla has a very mild, rich flavor. This is slightly more spicy at 4,000 Scovilles. The guajillo is one of my favorites. It's got a medium hot sweet tang and a little touch of like a cranberry tang to it. So this is a very popular chili used in Mexican cuisine. This is the morita. Morita is like a chipotle, smoked chipotle, but smoked less time. It is actually softer and fruitier than a chipotle, and it's about like a 2.5 to about 10,000 Scovilles. Not too spicy, kind of medium hot. Very similar to the guajillo, which is about 5,000 Scovilles. Then you're getting a little bit more spicy. You move into the puya range, which is like a guajillo. Moving into the puya, which is very similar to the guajillo, except it's a little bit smaller and fruitier. So the morita and the puya, I like to use the puya and the morita to make into salsas that will be used to top the birria. And let's move now into the really spicy range here. Chili de arbol is called a tree chili in Spanish. And this is pretty spicy at around 50,000 Scovilles. And then even hotter is going to be chili japonica or Japanese chili. It's called the yatsa fusa, which is very hot, about 80,000 Scovilles. So with these different kinds of chilies, we're going to show you guys how we blend different kinds of chilies to achieve the flavor and the complexity that we're looking for in our birria street tacos. So here's my SlapYoDaddy method of picking chili to cook to combine the best flavors. So we're going to start with chili California, and I'm going to put about probably 1, 2, 3, 4 pods of this in here. We're going to add 2 pasilla and add 3 pieces of guajillo. And we're going to skip these 2 for the sauce. We're going to save the morita and then the puya for the sauce. We want a little bit of spiciness in here. This is pretty medium and mild, so we want to kind of up it up a little bit. So I'm going to put some chili de arbol here. I'm going to put about 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and then a little bit of a chili japonica. Put about 4 pieces in there. So it's going to be kind of a medium spiciness. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the seeds and then throw it into some hot water. We're going to puree with some onion and a few other ingredients to make a sauce to go with our smoked meats. Dump the chili into some boiling water. And then turn the fire off. Let it steep for about 10-15 minutes, and then we will get softened chili to rehydrate it. Once the chili is done, it's time to blend it. You can put it in a blender. Just the chili that we soaked and we pureed. And what is nice about doing so much is that you can save this frozen in the freezer. It'll last you several months. That way I don't mix some of the other ingredients to make the actual braising sauce. We're gonna use some of this here and save the rest. With the blender, you just add some water into the blender, probably maybe about 2 cups, and you're gonna add a few ingredients here. All right, we're gonna add about 1 onion, 6 cloves of garlic, just a few pieces of ginger, like so. A little bit of Mexican oregano, about 1 tablespoon, maybe just a touch of clove for that wonderful exotic flavor, probably maybe about a 1/4 teaspoon. We have also a little bit of 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in here. I have some of the Knorr tomato bouillon here, about one tablespoon in there, and a little bit of tahini, and about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Now, as I'm making this, some of you already kind of shrugging your shoulders, frowning, saying that, hey, that's not the way my family makes a birria. Yes, I know every family's got their own way of making birria. There's as many recipes as there are, when you make barbecue sauce and barbecue rub. So do whatever you want and make it your own. So with this kind of a mixture together with the chili, we're ready to slow cook the brisket, slow cook the beef shank. So that it's going to be falling apart tender to get ready to make our Birria tacos. I have some bay leaves which we're gonna put later. We don't need to blend the bay leaves, but I'm gonna put this back on the blender. We blanched the morita and puya chili, which has a nice fruity flavor. We're going to use that as the base of the salsa. And I've got put in about 1 tablespoon of some nor, tomato, chicken, bouillon. Throw in a couple of garlic, 3 garlic cloves, half an onion. And we're going to blend this and then we're going to cook it till it has a beautiful, nice consistency and texture. About 2 Roma tomatoes. And this salsa is going to be spooned onto the consommé after we get done. Simmered our puya morito chile salsa for about 10-15 minutes. Do a taste test here. Ooh, nice and spicy. So just gonna add a little bit of salt to it. Here's how I add a little special complexity to my salsa. So you won't taste this, but if you put a tiny bit of honey into your salsa, it kind of takes away the heat, makes it very, very complex. So that when you mix this into your taco, it's going to be absolutely amazing. Spicy, just a hint of saltiness with a hint, just a tiny hint of the complexity that comes from the sweetness of the honey. The sauce is ready. Do you want to taste? Oh yeah, that's good salsa. It's been about 3 hours and our beef shank have crusted absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. We're going to go change the cooking method now. We're going to braise it so that we can get it to keep falling off the bone tender. We're going to shred it, make our tacos. I'm going to put it in a pot and then throw it in the oven. At this point in time, you can also throw it back in the pit, but it's easier if we just do it in the pot. Add a few bay leaves. Get some of that chili that we made. About 3 scoops is probably plenty. And then the liquid that we had saved from the blended onion, garlic. Okay, add enough water, kind of fill it about halfway. All right, and we're done. We're gonna let this cook in the oven until it's absolutely going to be falling off the bone tender. In about 275, go for as long as we need it to go. It's taken about 5 hours. Our brisket is now nicely crusted. So we're gonna cut it up and we're going to cook it just like the beef shank in a pot. And we're gonna cook it until it absolutely falls apart. All right, our brisket is in the pot. We'll add some of the chili that we made here. 1, 2, and 3 is plenty. Put all of the pureed garlic and onion, bay leaf. Add some water. Put it up to the top. Cover it. Just put a plate over it. Put it in the oven. Closing it up. Warming it up. Warming it up. Let's prepare our birria tacos now with the beef shank as well as the brisket. I'm just going to start off with a little bit of the cooking oil that I got from the birria stew here. We'll do a couple of street tacos first. 1 for each. Some of the beef shank. Brisket now. Let's make the one with the Vampiro style, which is a toasted and crispy. Show you guys how that's done. We'll also do one with the molitas. Molita is kind of like a quesadilla style with actually 2 pieces of the tortilla. Heat this up. Gonna fry the corn tortilla in oil, gentle heat. Let's add the meat. Cheese. Let's do a molitas, which is a kind of quesadilla version of the birria. Get a couple of tortillas in here, kind of toast, your cheese. Our tacos are ready, and we have the Vampiro style, which is the toasted, crispy version. We have the molitas, which is the one like a supercharged quesadilla with cheese and 2 layers of tortilla. We have the regular birria taco here with the beef shank as well as the beef brisket. I've got my puya and morito style salsa. Going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to sit down and enjoy this birria brisket taco feast. All right, there's no dainty way to eat this, so we're just gonna go and attack it. I'm gonna get a little bit of lime on it here. Carefully grab it. Dip it into the consommé here. Take a big bite out of it. Wow, you know, I wish you were here. This is so insanely good. The consommé with the meat, absolutely fantastic. So this one I'm eating is the one with the beef shank. So I'm gonna give you a taste here. I'm gonna compare it against the one for the brisket itself. That's really absolutely amazing. All the flavors of the smoke, coupled with all the spices, the ground chili, the little dip in the consommé. Okay, this is the brisket one. So let me tell you which one I like better. Wow, so good. I think the brisket one tastes better, but I forgot to eat it with the salsa. This is the puya and morito chile salsa. Put on. Try it with the salsa. Okay, going back one more time. This one is the one with the beef shank. Wow, the salsa is so good. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna eat this one with the salsa also. That spiciness, the hit of the puya and the chili hits you in the face with the consommé. I mean, it's absolutely so good. Look at that. Dip, 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 and then take a big bite. If you never had birria tacos, you're really missing out. So, verdict on my taste test. Maybe I'm biased, but I think the brisket tastes better than the beef shank. Both are absolutely superb, but the texture of the beef shank is a little bit more crumbly. This little kind of filaments of protein, microfibrils of protein for the brisket, actually I think has a better textural content. Flavor, it's out of the ballpark, but in terms of texture, slight nod to the one for the brisket. That's a regular birria taco brisket versus beef shank. Well, now let's try this one here, which is the toasted version here. Cheese. So, do the dip. Do the bite. Wow. This is even better. That cheese has just a absolute nice additional crunch to it. It's a little bit of cheese. I'm going to do another dip with the salsa on it. So, amazingly good. So now we'll try the molitas version, which is the one like a quesadilla. So it's kind of like birria taco done quesadilla style. You see the cheese on 2 layers, kind of like a supercharged quesadilla with meat in it. Do the dip, do the salsa, and do the big bite. Wow, I just don't know how to describe this. Just super Super tasty. If you never had birria tacos, you gotta go out and go buy some. Make it yourself. Not that hard to do. You saw me do it on the pit because I wanted the pit smoke with a little bit of smokiness flavor. So today's throwdown between the beef brisket birria and the beef shank birria. A little nod goes to the brisket because a better texture, flavor out of this world. When you make chili from scratch, the flavor is so complex. You get all of the flavors of the chili mixed together. It really, really is a fantastic, fantastic dish. And then you add little salsa from the puya and the morita chili. Just takes it off the top. A little bit of a fruitiness flavor, kind of hint of cranberries. Absolutely amazing combination. So now that I've shown you guys what to do, Beans has been waiting patiently for me. So let's see if I can make him a little tiny taco that's not too spicy. Hopefully this will work for him. Okay, I know you guys told me not to give him onions, so I'm not going to give him onions this time. Just give him a piece of meat and see how he likes it. All right, Mr. Bean's plate here. A little bit of the brisket on the right and the beef shank on the left. Okay, Beans, I don't have the normal barbecue for you, but this is actually a barbecue brisket, which is your favorite, together with some barbecue beef shank. We cook it into a sauce with some chili. I hope it's not too spicy for you, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, he's going for, of course, he goes to the brisket first. Then he goes to the beef shank. I think he's liking it. Look at that, he's licking his plate. I think it's first time he's having birria. All right, great. Excellent job. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this episode, if you guys like this kind of style of cooking. I'll be doing more episodes. There's 300 other videos out there that you can enjoy. And if you have questions, please leave it in comments. I'll be sure to answer them. You guys know I answer all the questions that I have. I'm going to also be teaching some master classes soon on Zoom. So go out to my Patreon site and check it out. Patreon.com, Harry Soo. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you guys in the next video.